Michael, is this a thing, or are we just filling the void and passing the time with rumors, innuendo, and tabloid conjecture? I mean, listen, I go to you for all things Patriots. Everything else, you kind of hit or miss. I'm just kidding. But undeniably, undeniably, your wheelhouse is the New England Patriots. I mean, your house was furnished, in fact, in part because of your knowledge of the New England Patriots. So your wheelhouse is actually the Patriots. So Rob Ninkovich went on television and talked about the Patriots and Lamar Jackson being a fit. A report characterized the Patriots as a quote-unquote wild card for Lamar Jackson, as he's been scratching our heads trying to figure out why nobody has pursued the former MVP still in his prime, regardless of what he's expecting when it comes to a contract. Out of nowhere comes the Patriots. So I'm wondering, is this a thing? Could this be a thing?
Well, Mike, first of all, I'll say there's truth in every joke. So you say, I'm hit or miss on everything else, and my wheelhouse is the Patriots. You're joking, but not really. And I don't blame you. I don't blame you. And the other thing is, you said my house was furnished by my knowledge of the New England Patriots. My house was built. My house was built. I feel like I'm in church. My house was built on truth and righteousness. Anyway, yes, it sounds good in March to say that about the Patriots, but based on their habits, if I'm being honest, and I am being honest, I'd be shocked. I'd be stunned, shocked, surprised, blown away if the Patriots went after Lamar Jackson, not because they shouldn't, but because they have some really weird
it's not their style.
Spending. That's a simple way of saying it. I was going to say they got some weird spending habits that might surprise you.
They also have a quarterback. I mean, they got a guy that they drafted in the first round. Okay, well,
so what?
Unpack that as well. Okay.
Like you said.
No.
Like you said about Trey Lance. So, hey, what I got to do with his draft position?
No, well, again, this is less of a statement and a take and more of a question. And I want you to, as you continue to break it down, sorry to interrupt you, but I just wanted to by the way, they have a young quarterback who they thought enough of to draft in the first round. Looked good as a rookie. Took a step back next year. Maybe that had to do with the situation with who was in his ear and who was in his headset.
Yeah.
Maybe maybe that's got nothing to do with Mac Jones. And if they don't like Mac Jones, they got Bailey Zappi for crying out loud. So point is, they have a young quarterback, and it would seem out of character for them to spend what it presumably would take, both in terms of draft capital, even if they wait until after the 23 draft capital and contract to get Lamar Jackson. So just break down what they're thinking. Well, could be or no way it would be. This is all just a pipe dream.
Well, I'll tell you what their thinking should be. They should be going after Lamar Jackson aggressively. That's what they should be doing. And I say that as no disrespect to Mac Jones. I like Mac Jones. I think I'll say more than Belichick. Belichick says Mac has the ability to play quarterback in the NFL. Why, thanks, coach. What a compliment. I'll say even more. Mac Jones could be a really good quarterback in the NFL. Could be. Lamar Jackson is. He is not much older than Mac Jones, and he would provide a significant upgrade for the Patriots. He's available. How many times are quarterbacks of his skill set, his age, and even his contract demands, how many times are those guys available to you? If you've been a contending team over the past several years, you got a chance to upgrade, you go ahead and do it. But I'd say more important than that, Mike, the Patriot way, as we knew it, is dead. So you said it's not their style. Well, whatever your style, whatever your style. But no, because I feel like that's disrespectful to a lot of guys who helped bring it together. Tom Brady was the closer. He was one of the closers. They had two closers. They had one in the coaching spot in Bill Belichick, and they had one playing quarterback. Two closers. But a lot of stuff in between was made possible because of those two closers. In other words, a wide receiver maybe looks at the money is equal with the Patriots and somebody else, a wide receiver might take the Patriots deal because of Brady, or somebody might take 5% less because they have an opportunity to be coached by Bill Belichick. But all that stuff no longer exists.
But when I say it went to Tampa, listen, it was Belichick and Brady. I'm not trying to open up a who's responsible for that dynasty conversation. That's dead. That's a played out conversation. That remark that I made, just to clarify, about that, the Patriot way, you said as we know it is dead. I say it went to Tampa. All of it worked because of Brady. Like, he covered up for so much. They could be cheap in a lot of areas, whether it's offensive line, for example.
Including with him.
Well, because he took less, and they could be cheap with the offensive line because he made his offensive lineman better. No disrespect. When you're getting the ball out in 2 seconds, you ain't got to pass protect as long, for example.
No question.
Or a wide receiver. They could swing and miss as many times as they did because he was taking undrafted guys and turning them into Super Bowl MVPs for the most part. So I'm saying, like, the Patriot way was very much built on the back, just like your house is built on the Patriots, it was built on the back of Tom Brady because he made the whole thing go. Not alone, but he made the whole thing go because he could cover up for so much. Conversely, what I wonder, let's say Mac Jones isn't that dude. Let's say he's a Jag. Let's say he's just a guy as opposed to that dude.
Right.
If you got a guy, Lamar Jackson, available, I like what you're saying about it should be their way of thinking, because it's like, y'all been spoiled in New England by having a Hall of Fame quarterback, not putting Lamar Jackson in Canton. But it's like, if you could get away with giving up your 24 and 25th first round pick, or 25 first round pick, I beg your pardon, or some other trade, and this is where I go real into the weeds and I say, does the Patriot relationship with Baltimore and Bill's history with Ozzie, I know Ozzie's not the general manager anymore, but his general history with the Baltimore Ravens and the mutual respect that these organizations have for each other, and the obvious respect that Bill has for Lamar Jackson, who wouldn't, of course, I wonder if that could factor into it at all. It makes a lot of sense, even if it doesn't make dollars, Michael. Listen, I would do it. You would do it. It seems like more teams should be inclined to do it, but it still would surprise me if the Patriots dipped into their pocketbooks and Bob Kraft wrote that big of a check for Lamar Jackson, not even a draft capital, because that could be worked around, and if you're getting a franchise quarterback for it, it's worth it. But the contract itself, and if there is, and I like Robert Kraft a lot. But if there is, and I respect Mr. Kraft, but if there is some collusion going on, unofficial collusion going on, I doubt that Robert Kraft will be the one to depart from that.
Exactly. If there's collusion going on, he's sitting there on the throne of it. He's in the throne room, and somebody he's got a cupbearer and he's got armor bearers and everything coming to protect him, because he is a huge part of a lot of NFL committees. But the reason
shadow commissioner,
right? They have some strange spending habits. Like in the last 7 years, they're in the bottom 5 of the league when it comes to cash spending, just flat out cash spending. They don't. And Bill Belichick is proud of this.
Wait. They're in the bottom 5 in the league.
Cash
over the last 5 years in covered cash.
7.
But didn't a couple of years ago, didn't they set a record, or was that just an aberration compared to the other 4 years? Okay, because they set a record a couple of years ago for most money spent in the offseason. Has since been broken, right? Yeah.
That's right. So, but that is not their want to do that. But I kind of think, and this is instructive for all those dynasties out there, whether you're in football, basketball, baseball, hockey, or anything else. If you're a dynasty, pay attention to how the Patriots are moving here in their post-Tom Brady reality. They still think they're a little slow. They think we're playing football for real, even though it's in the script. They're messed up, man. They really can't. They're having a hard time processing who they are now that Brady isn't there anymore.
Yeah. By the way,
for example,
processing,
Mike,
you know who wouldn't have got that joke? Don't get derailed, but I just got to say it before I forget.
I know, Jason Johnson.
Gotten that joke?
Jason
would
Johnson.
not have gotten that reference.
Jason Johnson wouldn't have gotten it. It was Jamie Foxx, okay, from I Might Need Security, okay, his going in on LL. Anyway, I'll tell you why the Patriots are a little slow on this. You know what they've done? In addition to signing Juju Smith-Schuster to a contract to replace a guy who might be just as good, if not slightly better, in Jacoby Myers, who they developed, they keep signing special teamers. They're signing special teams guys as if. Like what?
Yeah, but that was a problem though last year, though. I mean, that was an issue. You gotta admit, uncharacteristically so. That was an issue.
Okay, it was an issue, but Mike, it was an issue last year when they also spent money on special teamers. Like they spent money on special teams and get no production out of special teams. And I asked Bill Belichick directly. This was about 6 or 7 years ago. I asked him as a part of a bet that I lost because I told somebody. And he's still going to say special teams is 1/3 of the game. And the person I was betting against said, no way. No way. He won't say that. So I said, Bill, you still think special teams is 1/3 of the game? He said, no. How could it be? The game has changed too much. It's not 1/3 of the game. Yet he still spends money as if special teams is 1/3 of football. They still do that middle. We're not going to spend big. We're going to solidify the middle of our roster. All that stuff. What I'm telling you, Mike, is that the Patriots have no identity. They're a boring team. They lack any kind of offensive firepower. There's nobody, no defensive coordinator has lost sleep since Tom Brady left town preparing for the New England Patriots. And that man right there, Lamar Jackson, you put Lamar Jackson behind center, under center. You put Lamar Jackson on your offense, and you like to run the ball. You're one of those NFL teams that enjoys running the football. Now you got a guy who can tote it and can throw it. You're in pretty good shape. You actually like tight ends too. He has utilized the tight end in Baltimore.
Well, I like them bringing in Gesicki, but it's like you sound like Ninkovich right now. It sounds like you're getting excited about a possibility of something that's just not gonna happen.
Hey, thank you for watching Brother from Another. If you haven't hit that subscribe button, go ahead and do that now. Don't forget you can catch us 3 to 4 weekdays on PeacockTV.com and on Sirius XM Channel 85.